Loaded shoulder flexion is something that we're using in Pilates a lot. And one of the places where we use shoulder flexion a lot, and we want to build, or at least I feel that I want to build endurance in my shoulder muscles, is during the shortbox series. That's one great exercise for building endurance and strength and increasing range of motion in shoulder flexion. It's loaded because we're holding a dowel, and the dowel has a little bit of weight, and that weight will load up my shoulders when I'm lifting, but it won't load it like I'm doing an Olympic lift. It's just going to load it just right so I can get feedback inside my shoulder to see that I'm doing this correctly. So this is the way I feel we should be doing shoulder flexion while doing shortbox. Lifting the arms up, and now I'm trying to create a line in my body. So first thing I'm thinking of is tucking my tailbone in a little bit, just enough to create length in my spine. So it's not arching and it's not rounding, just in the middle. I'm going to need that long line in my spine. And from here, I'm pushing my arms up. And what I'm trying to do is imagine that I'm inverted and I'm in a handstand and I'm pressing against the floor. And this is what's creating tension. Now, that tension that I've created may look like my shoulders aren't in the correct position because I'm not lowering my shoulders away from my ears, something that I hear people are cueing a lot, and it's the way that I have been taught also. But I feel that that cue is not doing anybody any good. And the reason for this is that it's not going to carry over to any other exercise. It's just not really functional. It's not really going to create any strength. It's not going to increase range of motion, and it's not going to give me more endurance in my shoulders, in my anterior and my superior shoulder muscles, or in my rotator cuff when I do not do it this way. When I hold the dowel and I send my shoulders down away from my ears, then I am not creating enough stability and enough tension. Tension is going to keep that line, and stability comes from external rotation as long as my arms are still in front of my body or in line with my body. If I'm behind my body, then maybe that would mean that I would have to do an internal rotation. It depends. But as long as I'm here, I need to externally rotate my shoulders to find stability. So if I do this, I am losing tension, and I'm not going to place my humerus in the most stable position. I'm not really going to screw it in to where it needs to naturally be to create more strength, stability, endurance, increased range of motion. You'll see that when I'm stabling and lowering them from my ears, I can't really bring them up, right? It's like I lost range of motion here. And this is a very important range of motion because I need to create this line. If you look from the side, hopefully you can see that I've created a straight line. And if not, well, I don't have good form. But hopefully I've created a straight line all the way from my tailbone up to my arms. If I'm here and I'm lowering my shoulders away from my ears, I cannot go into that straight line. It's just not possible. I'm not in the right place with my humerus. Here I am. I'm rotating out and up and creating stability. So think about it. Think about that. Think about describing what you're looking for when you're doing loaded shoulder flexion. And if you want people to build and to increase range of motion and build more endurance and strength, then I feel that this should be the right way.